Do you want to tell people how much you used to weigh?
I used to weigh 250 pounds when I was younger.
And you've told me that yoga sort of has helped you keep weight off?
Yoga has helped me.
Because you lose weight in a healthy way to begin with, right?
Initially, I didn't lose weight in a healthy way, but I picked up smoking and things like that. And when I quit smoking, and my diet was very irregular, and I was very concerned about being thin after being so heavy, I started practicing yoga. And yoga not only helps me be happier with my body because it's more mobile and fit, it also balances me and helps me understand that the body is a tool of movement. And when you have a practice like yoga in your life, the other things that society feeds you regarding your body and anatomy and what the expectations you should have of your body are, they sort of start to dwindle a little bit because you have another goal. So I think yoga is a really healthy choice for people who are who feel compromised physically for whatever reason. And beyond the physical practice, there's a sense of wholeness, of union, of there's other priorities for the body.
And when you first walked into your first yoga class, because you came into it, like, how old were you when you first took yoga?
I think I was 24, maybe going on 25.
So you came into it pretty late, and you didn't really have an athletic background.
No, I didn't have any athleticism in my history at all. And it's definitely set me. I think it set my practice aside from people who have had more athletic backgrounds. So those of you that come to a practice, with gymnastics, dance, certain martial arts, the yoga practice is much more accessible, I think, for people who have that sort of muscle memory. If you do come to it cold and you have no muscle memory, it does present more of a challenge, but within that challenge, there's more of a reward.
Like, what did you feel in that first class?
Oh, I thought it was incredibly hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was incredibly challenging. And I still find yoga incredibly challenging, but there's a place that I feel comfortable now with the challenge because I don't think of it as a means to an end. I think of it as a progressive practice that I can enjoy for my life,
yeah,
which I think is the true intention. So even though there is so many physical benefits from the yoga practice, it's not really the physical aspects that bring me back to it. It's the samadhi. It's the goal of peace.
And I know I keep going back to that first class because I think it's so intimidating for people, newcomers, to come to yoga, especially if people have dealt with weight issues, to come and then, be aware that other people are doing splits or headstands or handstands, and that you, when you first came into class, you were not nearly as flexible as you are today.
No, I'm not flexible by nature. I don't have an ectomorph's frame. I have a larger frame. That may not be, that may not seem obvious, but it is to me. And I think one of the other things that yoga teaches you is to invest in your own practice and not to take from others, even in the way that you should aspire to be like other people, because you're perfect already, and your body will enable you with its own gifts. So where you may not be the most flexible person, there's other things in life and in yoga that you are more able to do, and you should feel good about those things, and those are personal things.
And to people who just get caught up in the frustration of not being able to go into lotus position, for example.
Well, I think that there's a goal for the lotus position that works for some yogis. Just as an example, there's intention behind every posture, and for certain yogis and certain practitioners, those things are very sacred. It's not necessary that we all have to feel that way, and there's room for all different body types and all different modalities of yoga practice. So I say what works for you is probably the best thing to bring to your practice.
And right now, you're not concerned with trying to lose weight or using yoga as a tool for weight loss, but you think of it as, like, how does it fit into? It's
the same. I think of it the same way as I brush my teeth. You know, like you can keep your body healthy and your mind healthy in a number of different ways, and they're all fantastic ways. And there's a number of other things that I do besides yoga that I really enjoy. But yoga to me is the overall maintenance that I do for myself, for my body, and it does have a spiritual connection. So I feel, and that's a big can of worms, but I feel that it does center me, and it gives me the overall. It's not even maintenance. It's a practice, and it's a sense of joy. So I come back to it for those reasons.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's just so important for people to hear these things from you, because I myself, I never dealt with weight issues growing up. A lot of people who are, famous, in the fitness industry, who people look to for answers to weight loss and happiness. They, perhaps we don't really have a right to talk about weight loss, because we haven't actually been there. I just have that kind of body that wants to be skinny. I just have that ectomorph kind of body. Mm-hmm. But you come from it from a much more informed place, which I think is so valuable.
I think the reality, though, is I don't feel the physicality of my being isn't so different than it was when I was 100 pounds more. And I have gained back some of the weight that I lost, and I'm happy to have. But it's the sense of mobility and access to the body that I didn't have, and it doesn't matter what size you are. When you feel that, it's more valuable than your shape, size. Certain people have disabilities. You can still own your physicality, and I think that's the most valuable thing for anyone who feels compromised physically. So for me, yoga is a great way to feel that empowerment, and I hope it is for other people too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to add?
You don't need to lose weight, but enjoy the videos and enjoy your body and have fun.